Okay. Make sure.
Greetings, salutations, and other big words. My name's Ethan. My handle is Wrangler. Welcome to Frequency Studios. It's another writing stream, and joining us is Billy Bobsack. Billy, how you doing?
Kaplaw, 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 kaplaw.
And also joining us, that phenomenal eagle right down there, Sybil. How you been? I think this is your first time on screen with us.
Give me just a minute here. I'm not getting any sound.
Alrighty, we'll come back to you. So, Billy Bob, what will you be working on today?
Martial arts story.
Cool. And is there any particular character in there so far that you want to talk about?
What do you mean?
Like, I'll fill us in a little bit on it. I mean, not too much. Don't give anything away, but like maybe perhaps tell us a little bit about one of the characters that you find interesting in there.
Haley.
Hey, that's cheating.
That's not cheating. That's just
Nikolai Powell. What's going on, man? Good to see you. Hey, Nikolai, if you got the time, I did put the link in the Dark Augment chat. So if you want to join, feel free.
yeah. You were working on two of them. You were working on a book. I'm pretty sure, Nikolai. I don't know. I like Haley's character in the book. I mean, I know she's
I'm still not getting any sound from you guys.
definitely reference to yours and your characters, but she's been fun.
Still having sound issues, Sybil?
Sybil.
Yeah. Because
Oh,
I think I heard him say he's still having sound issues, but I wasn't sure because he was very quiet himself. Yeah, well, I too will be working on a story where there is a Haley. Surprise, surprise.
Yeah, except my Haley's more badass, just to be honest. She went through a lot.
Oh, we'll see.
I'm sorry, has yours used a frying pan?
No, she used potatoes, though.
Gino said he needs to finish this lesson, then he can join.
Awesome. Yes, please. Gino would love to have you in.
I think he's editing Maji still.
Yep. Yeah, he did say he was working on, if he could make it, he would probably be working on that. And Nikolai is just chilling and listening today. Oh, yeah. I missed one there. It's 10 at night. My brain is mush. I got no energy to work on anything. Understandable. Orang Marverillion, a.k.a. Black Knight. What's up?
You can join if you want to, Black Knight.
Yep. I
can post the link.
He's not in either of those links. Yeah, let me.
There, I'll do it.
Directly.
Sybil can't hear
I got his screen
now.
up.
I'm working on it.
What'd you say, Sybil?
He says he's still working on it. He still can't hear us. I think that's what he said. Been formatting and editing all day. Black Knight never sleeps. He goes into a reverie. He kind of does that, meditate and rebuild his brain so he can continue typing.
I gotta go pee. I'll be right back.
Alrighty. All right, so Gino says that's the plan. So if he's able to finish up what he's working on now, he will be able to join us. That will be spectacular. And Sybil, can you hear us yet? Okay, not quite yet. And the good Black Knight himself, Black Knight, how are you?
Hey.
What are you working on today?
I've been doing some heavy reformatting and stuff on one of my older books.
Mm-hmm. Your older books.
Yeah, it's in preparation for its eventual re-release with a new cover eventually. So,
Oh, is this not available over here yet, or is this?
Oh,
Are you
it's
kind of
available.
remastering? So you're
Yeah,
remastering one, so to speak.
All right, I think we're good.
Yeah.
All right, Sybil, can you hear us?
Yeah, for whatever reason, StreamYard had chosen the incorrect audio device. I got you guys now, though. There's no echo coming, is there?
Hold
No,
up,
not at
Black
all.
Knight. You're not going to try to erase them commie slavers now, are you?
No.
Gino has just the character to do it. His character is an eraser.
Yeah.
He said because all the other characters are on the page, it makes him overpowered.
But I broke them because then I was like, well, technically all
Yeah.
our stuff is on digital. So
Yeah, he tried to claim the delete button.
I was going to say that actually is pretty funny.
Oh, it was. So, Sybil, how you been doing?
Well, I just wrapped up a very difficult semester, so I'm free for a couple of weeks, maybe a couple of months. I might even take a semester off. I got 2 manuscripts to finish by the end of the year, and I'm not making the amount of progress I'd hoped, but we still got time. How about you guys?
Oh. Currently, I'm still learning little bits of StreamYard myself. I was just found mic adjust settings, so that might be helpful. I'm still working on redraft. I'm working on redrafting Bad Kitty Haley's World, the sequel to Haley Star Bad Kitty, and going through finding. Oh yeah, that I never put this scene in. That's going to be needed to understand this over here. So I'm finding those gaps, and then after I get all that in, I just keep reading through again and going, oh, I don't like that. I'm changing that. I don't like, just fixing all the little things that might go,
Gino, quit it. No. You said an eraser. Now, you can't choose a physical eraser or a digital one. Either way, we got you fucked.
Well, either way, he commands one side, either the paper or the digital. One side, he is all powerful and wins. But he can only choose one.
No. He didn't say eraser god. He said just an eraser.
All right, looks like I'm in the chat here too. Awesome. All right, everything's set up. So now the next time anybody wants to have me on stream, I can just click a button and there we go. Thanks for the invite.
Oh, no problem. Oh, so, Sybil, what will you be working on today?
A lot of editing. For that last couple of weeks when I was in class, I didn't have as much time as I wanted to for it. So I've got some stuff for Otter I'm editing, some stuff for some partners outside of the Iron Age. And then I think, I don't know, I've been going back and forth on 2 manuscripts. One's like a sci-fi romance, and then the other one's like a fantasy romance. So you kind of have to keep everything varied up a bit in case you get bored working on one thing, you can work on another.
Gotcha.
Nah, Gino. It's not my opinion. It's fact.
Yeah, and I'm hoping you can get to the last 2 chapters of Outlier Rider.
Oh yeah, that's easier because it's pulp, so the chapter's only like 2,000 to 3,000 words.
Yeah, they're short. And I'm hoping to after I finish that reformatting, I'm hoping that I could write that super short children's story.
You sent me the first chapter of it. So.
Yeah, it's super tiny. It's probably, I think it was like exactly around 2K. And it's going to be really, really short, but I'm aiming for maximum Star Shutter wholesomeness, and it's gonna involve a kid who is traveling on Mars on his scooter, and he has his pet sugar glider to keep him company.
Has Mars been terraformed?
Yep.
Sweet.
it was. I mean, they started pretty early with some alien help, of course.
I'm looking forward to reading it. I've been down in the trenches on Kami Match, as you call it, for quite some time, and working with Iron Asians with a breath of fresh air. I just had to let another partner go earlier today, but she took it well. So
Yeah. I remember you telling me. I've got like a
Was that
couple
the
of
stuff you posted earlier? Which one of
yeah.
y'all did?
are you
I
talking
got a
about?
couple of
Are we saying?
Or is it the Black Knight one?
no.
It was Miss Third Wave Feminist that wanted to bring third wave feminism into a fantasy manuscript. So somewhere else,
Yeah.
bothering someone else.
Brilliant. They're always are. It's like
Wasn't one of them
infallible.
on? One of them was on Black Knights, wasn't it? With the why can't a female assassin be as good as just for the qualities of a man or something? Man
That was the
assassin.
one that I just let go. Yeah,
Yeah.
Okay, so it was you.
yeah. Like the entire femme fatale thing went right over her head, and I guess
Yeah.
women can only be strong if they have the side shave and fucking shoulders like linebackers.
And biceps like male archers.
Just look at Tila from that He-Man
No,
reboot. It's pretty much-
no. I don't want to. No.
Yeah, look at their arms and then compare them to the arms of MMA fighters, the women's division, and yeah, they really overbuffed those arms. They looked more like women's competition weightlifters than athletes.
Sybil, hey, this is still on that note. Do you remember the God of War Ragnarok one? How they made Thor look, and then tried to justify it. He looks just like a normal fat dude. Because they
He
were
looks
trying
like
to
a
say
wrestler.
he doesn't. He's too fat. If you've seen the gang character, he's just a fat dude.
Yeah,
They
that's
were
still-
trying to,
I wasn't fond of it, but I was okay with it. I thought.
yeah, but they were trying to justify it's going for the bodybuilder one, not bodybuilder, but the weightlifter ones. And them dudes, yeah, they're fat, but they're also muscled up as well. If you've ever seen pictures of them and shit.
Yeah. Do you want maybe they used a little too much model of sumo rather than weightlifting?
Yeah, maybe or like
Well,
Mongolian.
still look tough and
Mongolian,
Yeah, but they were trying to make them look fat.
Mongolian wrestlers, Mongolian wrestler vibe.
it's just deconstruction.
Yeah, that's what it is. Because they made them. If you ever seen any of the game,
I don't know. I'm just saying it's an awfully strange coincidence that the most Aryan-looking character in the Avengers is the one they turn into a fat loser. Just saying.
At the same time,
I'm talking about the God of War Ragnarok game, not Marvel.
Oh wait, you're not talking about that shitty Thor movie?
No.
Nope.
I'm talking about the God of War Ragnarok. Have you ever seen them? The in-game model they made him. It just looks like a fat dude. It's not even the weightlifter dudes who do have
Like
weight.
I said, he looked like a Mongolian wrestler.
Mm.
I'm gonna.
If you ever saw one, you'll understand. They're fat. I mean, they're basically fat, but tough. And it's not the classical god look, which they absolutely mocked. So that was done on purpose.
Yeah, I'm torn on that one. It's like you said, power lifters, their entire body is basically one giant bicep, so they don't have the bodybuilder physique like your Arnold Schwarzenegger. But
Yeah, I'm not saying that it should have been like that. I'm saying in the in-game one, it just looks more like just a fat dude. They didn't really define the muscles the actual weightlifter dudes have.
you mean Ragnarok? God of War Ragnarok, not in.
Yeah, God of War Ragnarok. Now in fucking what was it? The Thor movie or whatever, in game, they just made him a pregnant fat dude.
Yeah, right.
well, Chris Hemsworth is on to better things now. I'd rather watch What was the name of his action movie series? I watched the first one. I think it was called Extraction.
Extraction.
First one.
Oh yeah,
Second
that was good. That was really good.
the second one just came out, I think, this year, but it didn't. It came straight to DVD, I think, or streaming. Basically, it didn't even get theatrical.
Myriasphere Origins is here. Hail! How you doing today? Now, are you, Billy Bob? I know you are Sybil and Black Knight. Are you familiar with what the format is here?
I've watched a couple of times, but I smoke a lot of weed, so I don't remember.
Okay, then you're in the right place.
Okay.
Oh, I will set. I still haven't figured out how to put a timer on screen. I'm sorry for that. But
okay.
I will set a 15-minute timer. Turn up the music a bit. Start it, and we work on on our manuscripts. And when the buzzer ends, we come back to the conversation.
All right, let's get to it. I got 15 minutes to get some words in.
All right, and all in the chat, whatever you're working on, I invite you to join us. Grab your manuscripts. Let me get the timer set here.
Look, I worked on mine last week, so I can immediately pull it up. I'm gonna go search for it.
Yeah, I have all my chapters as separate files and just tabs across the top of my screen. So
I got them in files, but on like the Windows one, I can click the Windows Start button, and it'll pop up shit, and it'll be on recommended right there, where I can just click it.
Cool.
Instead of having
when I open my browser, it goes right to I got Microsoft Word tabs all the way across the top of the screen. Each one is just a chapter. But that way it allows me to jump. If I need to reference another chapter, I don't have to sit there and scroll all the way back. I can just
do
jump
after the
around.
15 minutes.
What's that?
What do we do after the 15 minutes?
talk.
Yeah.
Shoot shit.
And hey, I'll be coding. I'm a little stuck. Understood, Gino. Well, it's still working on writing in a way. Stormcrow. Yeah, he couldn't make it on, but they get to stop in and say hi. Let's see. My favorite people on stream. I'm sorry for not appearing. That's all right. There will be others. And Myriasphere says, good working on making scripts for idea. I had to make artist journal clips for my channel, like short little things, having artists talk about events from book to help promo a book. Hey, that's cool. Sparza does something similar like that, except he makes his look like playing cards. It's really cool, the lore cards, and it's all, help familiarize him with his world without end. And I thought I hope he can get back to doing that again. I thought it was really neat releasing all the cards, and it'd be really cool if one day he can actually release physical cards that we can get. That'd be cool, collectors, because he has a really neat world with a little bit of everything in it, and I encourage everyone to check it out. World Without End Substack. I'll put the link in after we do the session. Okay. What else we got going on? There's a little more.
Hey, Sybil,
Okay.
quick question.
Sir.
You know words. Would it be bracer, the on your arm, the armor? Not
Yeah,
the gun.
It's for your wrist, yeah.
Yeah, for the wrist and the forearm and stuff.
Generally, you just call those bracers.
Okay.
All right. Everybody ready?
Yeah, if you guys hear my mechanical keyboard going off in the background, let me know and I'll adjust my mic.
No problem. Right. Let me I gotta get over on the other page. What do you think? About right there sound good for everybody, or a little higher, lower?
I can work with that.
No, it's okay.
All right. The time begins now.
Hi-ho.
Of course, I misspelled Coliseum, but Uh-oh. Back to Act 1. Sybil,
Sir.
is there a specific name for the plumage on a helm, the feathers that run through the spine of the helm?
Yes, there is, but I believe that the most common word used for that is just plume, like the plume of the helm.
Yep.
Okay. Trying to remember. I gotta go smoke.
Was your session that good?
No, basically just describe what Shalar's wearing and what Maji's wearing.
That can be more time consuming than folks realize. Just sitting there trying to write the outfit and have it flow properly in the sentence without sounding like a dry info dump.
Well, to be fair, right now I'm just first drafting it, so.
Yeah. And the point is, you could spend a lot more time than you realize when you're just trying to get the words right.
But I'm close. I'll be right back.
Alrighty. I know. I might do the same thing before we start the session too. All right. How did it go for you guys, Sybil?
Let me see here. I started. Got about 528 words down, and this is a chapter I've been stuck on for, I don't know, a couple of weeks. So it was nice to kind of push through that little bit of writer's block and make some progress that I'm actually happy with. So that was a pretty good session for me.
Yeah, not only is pushing through writer's block a tough ask sometimes, the fact that you're happy with the result of it, that's pretty cool. Usually my first breakthrough, I look at it, I'm like, that's crap. And I got to go back and kind of redraft before I even move on from there.
Well, I think you and I have a similar ethos because I love having other people help me with my work, but I edit it myself obsessively. I go over my own stuff all the time looking for mistakes.
Yes. Whenever I got stuck, I would just go back to previous chapters and do exactly that until I could figure out what I want to write to keep it moving forward.
I've also found that if you're stuck and you keep rereading the last 2 or 3 chapters you wrote, you generally will enforce in your head an idea of where you can go from there, because that's the most immediate thing preceding where you're stuck. It's going to give you the ideas if you just keep looking at it long enough.
Yeah, then I think you're right. It does sound like we are very similar in how we approach it. Black Knight, how did it go for you?
That was good. I kind of went back and continued one of my numerous story drafts, and I think I wrote about 280, but I had to screen the stuff, the 3 pages that I had already written, because I had to kind of get back into it and read the note that was attached to the file. So that probably took me 7 or 8 minutes, and yeah, it was cool. It was good. I liked going back to this specific story, and I'll probably finish it and proofread it and edit it before posting it tomorrow. I'll see.
Cool.
You're a workhorse, man.
You really are. I've brought it up before, but somebody once posted in the guild, they tagged you in it and said Black Knight be like, and then it was that clip from, I think someone said it was Ghost in the Shell, where the robotic hand just split into multiple digits and started pounding out words from the keyboard.
Yeah. No. I'm trying.
Because I still don't know how to type. Everything I do, 2 fingers. What is it called? The hunt and pack method?
No, that's the ninja method.
Where I'm just.
Yep, that's the ninja method.
Yeah. I probably should learn how to actually type properly. That way I can actually look at the screen while typing instead of type out all the words, look at the screen. Did I hit the wrong buttons? So yes, here's 3 words with the letters reversed. Let me fix that, and then moving on.
set too high.
The Muriosphere Origins says, wish I could work on book 2. Probably just going to do odd jobs around where I live to earn the grand I need to get a computer parts. Yeah, he's been having such a rough go with his computer lately. For like the past 3 months you've been having issues.
That sucks.
Yeah, he's got one book out now. I know he wants to keep working on that second, but when it's all in the computer and the computer's not working, it really screws things up. And he's got there's a lot of story in that book too. I can't wait to open that one up and get into it.
What one?
The Muriosphere Origins, The Darkness Rises.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah. Let's see. Yeah, Black Knight Stormcrow, he stopped in a little bit ago, but he can't make it on the stream today, unfortunately.
How often do you do these?
This is the second one. I did this last week just because I was in the mood to chat with people and get some work done at the same time. So this kind of, I figured nice. It just encourages us to get together and write. And one of the big bonuses about it is Billy Bob utilized it right here, is when you get stuck on something, we got 3 other people on screen to ask. So
that was a lot of fun. I'm definitely down to show up for the next one.
Oh yeah, me too. And it's in a good hour for me. It's not in 3. It's like 3 or 4 in the morning.
What time for you local do you usually get up?
Usually I get up like maybe 6 o'clock in the morning. And I do some chores. I make some, not every day, but at least 3 or 4 days a week I make coffee, because I no longer drink coffee every day. And I then do some shopping if I have to on the farmers market. I go around the farmers market, and probably at maybe 8:30, maybe 9, I start work. And because I have problems with my memory, I have to read the notes that I have prepared. If I am to write something, I have to read my notes. It takes me maybe 3 hours reading all the notes. And then
he cracks open his keyboard and puts Stephen King to shame with how prolific his writing is.
No. I'm still learning. It's an experience. I get like probably between 12 and 15 hours of work of writing every day.
I cannot tell you how much I wish I could work for 15 hours a day on my writing.
That's either that or the garbage can.
Well, you are a role model for me, I can tell you that much.
And a huge encouragement to many of us who are doing this as well. And you're kind of almost becoming the morale officer for the Iron Age.
Pretty much.
I hope that helps people.
You helped me a lot with that commando scene I was trying to figure out, which, by the way, when I'm a little happier with it, I'll probably send you a copy of that scene to get your opinion on it.
I'll be happy to do some better reading if you want. No problem.
Sweet, thank you. I just figured you would want to see the results of the information you gave me. So.
Anytime.
And I'm ready for you to also rip it apart, because I'm sure I made mistakes. It's a little outside of what I usually know.
I'm not in the business of ripping apart.
No, I mean, when I say ripping apart, I mean letting me know where I could improve.
All that Yes, that I can. All right.
Remember what they say. Anybody that tells you that, oh, I'm going to be brutally honest, you don't need honesty to be brutal.
Yeah.
No, but sometimes, hey, brace for this. You might not like what I have to say. Is appreciated now and then.
True. I've found that in all of my time spent editing, there have been very few things where I've had to pull a partner aside and say, so I'm going to say something that you really might not like. In fact, I think it's only happened once where a female partner of mine wrote something that just blew my mind with how out of touch it was. This was right after COVID hit, and it was like there was some form of psychosis going on where it just warped everything, and everything she wrote had to be about how it related to this disaster we were going through. And I get it, you cope with things like that, about them, but
that sounds awful.
Yeah, I think the show Falcon and the Winter Soldier, originally a pandemic was supposed to be part of that plot, and because of COVID, they went and changed the whole thing. They actually took it out.
I never actually watched it. I think I pretty much checked out at Endgame. The only other Marvel movie I watched was like Doctor Strange and No Way Home. That was about it.
Yeah, it kind of all fell apart.
The only last Marvel movie I watched after Endgame was the Spider-Man one, the second one. I have not even watched the third one at all.
I've not even watched most of them. I think I stopped after watching the first Iron Man.
Oh, that's like 10, 15, or what, 12 years ago now?
Yep.
2008, so it's been...
Well, on one hand, you missed out on some pretty good movies, but on the other hand, you didn't get attached and have to watch everything fall apart. So
yeah, there's that. Yeah, I think Far From Home was the perfect epilogue for the MCU. You know, when it was good, and then you can just kind of close it from there. It was.
I've had like a group of acquaintances. I can't call them like real friends, but acquaintances who they went through all the Game of Thrones drama from start to finish.
Yeah.
And in the end, they kind of they were devastated.
It was bad.
So
I never got into Game of Thrones.
I didn't because it was like.
Listen, I was spurging out at season 5, like really spurging out way before.
You read the books, didn't you?
Yes, but here's the thing: season 6 wasn't that bad, but season 5 was that bad. It's season 8, season 7 and 8 bad.
Gentlemen, we'll be right back.
I'm not gonna talk about this.
All I'll say is it's the first time I watched a show where it ended so badly that I can't go back and rewatch the parts that were good. The first 4 seasons are amazing, and I can't even go back and watch it because I'll just be sad about what I know is coming.
I think I finally gave in and rewatched it. I have even heavy opinions on the first 4 seasons that I forgot stuff they changed. That was stupid. Like,
I can tell you one thing. I'm not gonna go back and rewatch Game of Thrones, but I will always go back and rewatch, let's say, Firefly.
Say again?
Firefly. I will go back and rewatch Firefly. Yeah, any day of the week.
Listen, I'll go back and watch DS9.
Oh, well, maybe. Yeah, I think I watched it plenty of times.
There's only a handful of episodes in DS9 in the entire show that I really fucking don't like.
Yeah.
The only thing I've been rewatching are 90s era movies. Like I've been watching some of the Disney Golden Age stuff with my kids, and 90s action movies with Arnie and stuff. Just try to give them some culture.
Yeah.
I was wanting to rewatch Galaxy Quest. It's been a while.
I heard it was good. Like a really
yeah.
a love letter to Star Trek, basically.
It is good.
It is, and it plays on the tropes in like Star Trek and drama based shows and stuff. with like a lot of his jokes. Um,
I'm
pretty
a
good.
huge, like for me, Star Trek peaked with The Next Generation, so I liked it so much. I'll definitely have to check out that.
Yeah, the DS9. If you like TNG, you will like a lot of the DS9 stuff. Although
True.
they
In
have
some cases, eventually, though, like DS9, I did not like for the longest time. I thought it was a good show, but I didn't like it because I liked the exploration aspect. It took me a long time to get into the. It was more of a geopolitical thriller.
yeah
DS9.
it was a wagon fort type of story because
You-
it's they took away the constant exploration, as you said, and they
Yeah.
replaced it with more of a like a drama, political drama trope.
Yeah, it was good. It was really good. It was
Wasn't
just
bad.
Andrew, don't even.
wasn't
Don't
without.
even.
I guess my expectations was out of line with it. I mean, at first I thought when they first advertised DS9, I was so around. I'm like, hold on, they just did Next Generation. Now they're going to do another generation. That's what I thought they were going to do, a whole another 100 years skip into the future. I'm like, no, it's too much. I didn't realize what they were doing and expanding with multiple
They were
shows.
doing a different thing.
Yeah, but
Listen,
They
it was,
kind of
it was,
they kind of
it's
screwed
probably
up Golden Cut, by the way. In the end,
But-
especially.
Golden
The
Cot
ending
was
of
an awesome
season
villain.
5, the ending of season 5 and the beginning of season 6 is just pure fucking gold, like back to back episodes, and keeping still having your episode of the week, but keeping it with continuity in between each other, especially in season 6 opening, if I remember correctly.
Hey, Andrew Campbell. He said, I've only seen the good Star Trek, Voyager. You know what? Of that Trek era, that was my favorite show. I know it was the corniest, but the characters were awesome, so I didn't care. I just loved it anyway.
Gina, are you talking about STD?
That's like dark multiverse Trek.
Well,
All right, I got a little bit of editing to do for another Iron Ager, so I'll leave you guys to it. Thank you so much for having me on.
All right, Sybil, it's good to have you on. Anytime you want to pop on one of these shows, let me know. You're always welcome.
I will be. Take care, guys.
All right.
Yeah, I'm gonna go go and hit the sack in a few. I'm trying this new thing called sleep.
Yeah, you need that now and then so you can be clear for Saturday nights, which is what you're like would be midnight by your sleep schedule. It's like right in the middle of your sleep schedule.
Yeah, something like that, like 3 o'clock in the morning.
Yeah,
Yeah, but the
joys
last
of
one,
time zones.
the last one was awesome. Last week. I mean, the guys got banged up plenty, but they were. I especially liked the fact that they were using their gear, and they were climbing the trees and they were jumping around, using the terrain to their advantage, flanking the enemies, and then these weren't like the previous enemies. They were.
Hey, Muriel Spear, if you want to horrify your mother, put on Spartacus.
Well, I'm pretty sure that during the thing, what was it? Royce's character used that gun for the first time, and he really liked it.
Oh yeah. He's looted Tazan particle beam pistol. Yeah, he's gonna one day he's gonna regret having it, but he'll be placed in the situation where he'll have to do stuff. No, I'm not gonna spoil it. I already wrote the quest.
Yeah.
I already wrote the quest because he was like, dude, I want a vintage pistol, but I want it to be a looted pistol, and I'm like, okay, sure.
All I know is he pulled that trigger and the result he got was
Jewish space lasers.
Yep.
because he
But in this
took
case,
that guy's head off.
in this case, those aren't space lasers. Yeah, the specific, very boring, very generic, and stupid, quote unquote, villains who are not developed at all.
No,
they don't have any history, culture, nothing. It's they're just cardboard cutouts. I tell you.
Well, Andrew Campbell said Sequest DVS was a good Trek too. Yeah, if I never watched, I saw a few episodes while I wasn't watching TV, but I walked into rooms and that was on, and it looked interesting. But I never went back and actually watched the series. But it was explained to me like imagine Star Trek but underwater.
Yeah, I think I watched a few episodes. It was interesting, but the problem back then was that we didn't have internet, reliable internet, and whatever episodes they had on TV, they just had like half a season or something, and they kept running them in the wrong order, just like they ran Firefly in the wrong order, the episodes in the wrong order. They fucked it up. So I couldn't quite understand what was happening, and eventually I lost interest. So yeah, we'll see.
What station? What network did that run on? Was it Fox?
No, it was on one of our own cable networks in the early days. And everything was
like Fox owned the rights to Firefly, and they released it out of order. So I was wondering if Fox was also the one who distributed
no idea
Sequest as well, because
I have no idea.
That scramble sci-fi out of order thing just seems like a Fox Studios deal.
Yeah, it's stupid. They did it on purpose, by the way.
Yeah, that's mad.
They sabotaged the show on purpose. I'm talking about Firefly.
Yeah, a lot of networks do not like their sci-fi shows because they tend to be a little more expensive.
Expensive, but Firefly has become a cult classic.
Mm-hmm.
They could have.
Oh yes,
they could have made hundreds of millions, but they fucked up.
Well, rumor is, I'm not sure, is like there was a change in some bigwigs at the studio headquarters, and they had their own pet projects they wanted out, and the first thing they always look to get rid of is a sci-fi show, because those are the easiest to kick to the side. Go, look how expensive it is. We don't know what kind of return. I have this idea that we could put the budget to, and they try and that's one of the tricks they do to kill a show is releasing.
They waste their budget on some mundane shit which never makes any money, but it's their like grand pet project. Retards. From what I heard is that some female exec was at the heart of sabotaging Firefly.
Really?
Yep.
You still there, Black Knight?
Yeah.
Okay, I thought your mic went dead.
No.
It sounded like you started talking and it just stopped.
No, that's probably StreamYard.
Yeah,
I have no idea.
Gino said Sequest was on NBC. Thank you, Gino.
Yeah. Ooh, Stargate was good.
Yeah, it was SG-1.
Yeah, SG-1. They had a great run. There were a couple of episodes. It was filler, basically. But for
at that time, you were hard pressed to find a show without a filler episode.
Yeah.
Especially since what was the standard at that time? Most networks wanted 24 episodes a season for a show like that.
Yeah. The problem with that format is that it kind of. I mean, it's a different type of writing. Screenwriting is different type of creative writing.
Yeah, because
It
Trippy
fits
sent me a
different
copy of
standards.
his,
Yeah,
and it was a whole nother ball game.
Yeah, and it's hard, man. It's also hard, and you have to make sure that you utilize every second of film, and because the shit is expensive.
Yeah.
So yeah, it's not easy.
They say a picture is worth 1,000 words, and every frame in that film is a picture. So how many pictures? Can you imagine that? Add up how many frames in this entire film.
Oh, it's insane.
Just the amount of information contained within that film is, even though film is now older tech, is still quite amazing how much that holds.
Yeah, and I've watched a couple of more than a couple of instruction and study videos for screenwriting, and they talk about never showing anything which you wouldn't use later. That's something called the Chekhov's gun, and that's perhaps one of the greatest sins when these woke writers, Hollywood writers, do is that they waste screen time for bullshit. It's quite different when we add like some fluff elements in our writing, and probably because we're not like geniuses and we make mistakes, but it's a few words on paper. But what they're doing is it costs millions.
Yeah,
that's why it's hard.
There's a reason execs need to be stingy. Mirasphere Origin says, I gotta go, but y'all have fun. I can't wait to get your book tomorrow. Thank you, Mirasphere, and I should be getting yours by Saturday.
Ooh,
I have the digital. I have the digital already, but the physical still needs to show up. That should be here Saturday. Andrew Campbell says, with Stargate, as a non-American, I found it weird how U.S. military would encounter human cultures and go, nah, we changing this.
Well, it wasn't actually the U.S. military; it was the Air Force. It's quite different.
Well, wasn't it a collaboration they had?
Yeah, in the end,
or was it all U.S. at the start?
It was mostly the U.S. Air Force, and in the end, it was like, of course, they got the Chinese, they got the Russians, they got the British, blah blah blah. But in the beginning, and for the most part, it was all the U.S. Air Force. So they had.
So by the end of this series, I can't remember. Was Teal'c, was he considered U.S. military after a while when he was working at Cheyenne Mountain? Is he now like officially a U.S. citizen? Because
yeah. There was I think there was an episode or more than one episode where he was walking around. He had an apartment, etc., etc. They finally let him out, even though he has an alien inside of him and a symbiote. But yeah.
Well, most people can't tell by looking at him. He just looks like he has
they can't.
He just looks like he has a fancy tattoo on his forehead, and that's it. Other than that, he looks completely human.
Yeah, because he is.
Oh, his physiology is human.
Yeah.
Okay, I thought it was like maybe a relative species. I didn't know he was directly human.
Well, they were, but they have like just a tiny bit different strains in their DNA, but overall they're like 90-something% human.
Okay, so they're closer to just a different ethnicity rather than a different race.
Yeah, something like that. That's I mean, there were some who looked like humans, but they had like greater differences, and they called them different names. But for the most part, For the most part, I think 90% of the peoples they met around while traveling through stargates were human, actually.
I didn't realize that. I thought it was just the common natural design for the galaxy, and that's why everybody looks so similar.
I think in the beginning they were world building stuff about the stargates being used to seed the galaxy with the humans.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, so that's why you had humans everywhere, and then it was a most convenient plot device for not using expensive makeup and shit and CGI crap, which is good for a TV show.
Oh, he was a genetically modified. So he's Captain America. Or Khan.
Oh.
Billy, Captain America versus Khan. Empty hand combat. Who do you think takes it?
Star Trek?
Huh?
Khan from Star Trek?
Yeah.
Captain
Well,
America?
they're both kind of they're both similarly augmented. I mean, Khan is
isn't
super
Captain
soldier
America
level, right?
more augmented? Technically, he'd be stronger.
Yeah, probably Captain America.
Yeah, and you know what? I'm pretty sure Captain America is better trained when it comes to just straight up fighting than Khan, or if not better
Khan
trained,
was
at
just
least.
the prince, wasn't he? If I remember correctly.
He was the ruler, the autocratic ruler, and he was pretty vicious and also quite a brutal
He
fighter.
was a warlord, wasn't he?
Yeah, he was a warlord. Yeah, and, but I think he killed personally thousands of people with his bare hands. But I may be wrong. I think I read that a long time ago. I may be wrong. I'm sorry.
Which is why I kept wondering, how was he forced into a retreat? Him and the other augments, and there's a whole group of superhumans here, and this all took place in the 90s. So I sat there and thought, how did they manage to overthrow him? And I was like, oh wait, it happened in the 90s. The answer is simple: Chuck Norris.
They summoned Chucky. Yeah, that's the Deus Ex Machina. It's like you always call for Chuck and send the Chuck.
Right.
Send the Chuck. Yeah.
Unfortunately, yeah, as cool as it is to invoke Chuck Norris, the concept, it is a bit of a Deus Ex Machina and things now. But that's kind of the punchline, I guess, is making him that.
I think there was like a couple of quite interesting episodes in the one of the newer Star Trek shows, not the latest crap ones, but the one with Captain Archer, and they explored the augments.
Yes, and with Dr. Soong.
Yeah, exactly. It was somewhat interesting to see humans beating the living shit out of Klingons and just throwing them around like ragdolls and snapping their bones with kung fu shit.
And then when that kind of genetic modifying tech got into the Klingons, it made them appear more human. I don't think it augmented or detracted from their physical abilities. It just made them look more human in appearance.
Yeah, it made them look human, and they basically got a plague out of it, and they began dying.
Yeah, well, actually, I think that augment tech was how they cured the plague that they were dealing with.
Oh,
that's why so many people took it, because it saved them from the plague, but they would lose their ridges. I understand it's a quick show, so they got to convey things in a different way. But what bugged me is how when the DNA mix and Archer got a little Klingon DNA, how his head would ripple and form ridges right away. No, that should happen over like a couple months' time if we're gonna.
Yep.
But at least, I understand in the format you gotta kind of.
Yeah. You gotta have the dramatic effect. Yeah.
Like remember, what was it? Was it X-Men: The Last Stand when they had Beast in there, played by Fraser. Oh,
I
Kelsey
didn't
Grammer.
watch it.
But he was.
I
he was
didn't
on-
watch them.
Yeah, understood. But Billy Bob, you saw that, I'm sure.
The what?
X-Men, The Last Stand with Kelsey Grammer as Beast.
The Last Stand. Is that the newer ones?
No,
The ones that were like a reboot? They were all young.
no. The third one. Maybe I'm giving it the wrong subtitle. There was
Oh
X-Men,
no. Yeah, it might have been The Last Stand.
X2. Yeah, the one where they had the mutant cures. And all that.
I thought.
It
Yeah,
was their first
the dude
grew up with the Dark
Fraser.
Phoenix saga.
Wasn't it? The
Yeah.
dude who plays Fraser. He was.
But he walked.
Beast.
Yeah, that was Kelsey Grammer. But he walked up to this kid whose mutant power was to disable other mutant powers. And when he got close to him, it's like the hair on his hand, the blue fur, morphed away. And when he pulled his hand back, it immediately grew back. I'm like, no. What should have happened is when he reached out to shake his hand, the fur should have fallen off his hand and landed on the floor. And when he pulled his hand back, it should take a few days for that to grow in again.
I mean, I can understand.
Those things always kind of
You could
bugged
either
me.
just have it where his hand turns back to his blue color without the hair regrowing.
Yeah, but I mean, in a
Dramatic
lot of
effect,
sci-fi,
guys.
they show
Dramatic
these
effect.
instantaneous changes. What's that, Black Knight?
That dramatic effect, guys. Dramatic effect. It's Hollywood. They have to do it. They just have to. This is one of the things that they had. It's unavoidable.
Yeah.
Hey guys, I'm gonna hit the sack. You have fun. Yeah,
All right.
thank you
I think
for
we're gonna
having me.
wrap
Thanks for coming on, man. It was good to see you. It's good to talk to you.
Mike.
All right. Good night. Good night. So, Billy Bob, want to get one more session in here?
I guess.
Well, kind of the whole point of this stream is to get us to actually get the work done.
Yeah.
All right. We bring the tunes back up to. They're good?
Yeah.
All right. 15 minutes that you can't read it all on this. Starting now.
What the fuck is up with this creepy ass music? Creepy for no reason.
Think it's creepy?
Yeah, that one part was.
I must have missed it. I was engrossed in what I was.
Well, you just heard it now.
What's the part you're talking about?
It ain't up now.
This music not working for you?
That's fine.
This one lo-fi. We tried that last week and it was just quite disruptive.
fuck am I supposed to spell seated? I forgot how to spell it.
What are you trying to spell?
Seated.
Seated?
Yeah. Like he was seated on the throne.
Oh, seated. Okay.
It's supposed to be just eat.
There you go, right there in the chat. I've done that. One time, I could not remember for the life of me how to spell park.
No, that's why I was spelling it wrong. I was spelling it C-I-T-T-E-D. I was like, man, how is this not right?
Just sometimes it goes blank. You ever spell a word, you look it up, it's correct, but you're looking at it, you've written it your whole life, but for whatever reason right now it just looks wrong.
Yeah.
That drives me nuts.
I forgot I'm supposed to. I can actually use the go straight to acts and shit in chapters.
It's weird. I am more likely to sit here and do it when I got others around and I got a clock. But for whatever reason, that clock ends. I'm like, too soon, not now. But when I'm by myself, I'd probably keep looking over at that thing and go, can I go do something else for you? I don't know what it is. It's just when you're doing it with others, it makes it easier to stick with it.
Yeah. Oh, man. Nikolai said, what a privilege we had growing up in the golden age of science fiction.
You know what? I really don't think he's wrong. We had so much good stuff when we just took it for granted. Now it's like we find something like that, what was average back then, we look at it now like it's gold. And that's not the nostalgia factor talking. It's everything coming out nowadays, most of it is such crap.
Yep. That's what the Iron Age is here for now.
That's right.
I think I made good progress for today.
So are you interested in telling us a little bit about the world you're working in? What type of setting it is?
I mean, mine's more of a goofy story, I guess. More comedical in a sense, so I don't really have any massive world building, but there's some magic there. There's no other races, it's just humans.
It's more closer to medieval of a setting than modern, for certain.
Uh
I would think.
I mean technically close to medieval, but it'd actually be your Roman Empire type of setting and armor and weapons and stuff like that. So your bronze at like very much towards your end of your Bronze Age.
Gotcha. Oh, nope. Not doing that.
So there's no steel, there's no plate armor or any shit like that. It's just scaled armor and stuff.
Gotcha. Yeah, I didn't realize that when I read part of it. That it never dawned on me. There's no steel around at all.
No, yeah, there's iron, but iron did exist even towards the end of the Bronze Age.
Mm-hmm.
But it just they haven't figured out how to make it as good and better than bronze. Yep. That's why they're also all of them are wearing bracers and shit like that.
Yeah.
And greaves. How I thought of it.
Yeah. Well, I guess we'll wrap this up in a minute or two. You know what? I got to go and study a bit.
What?
You know the war scythe? Is it scythe or scythe? What's the proper way to say it?
Spell it.
SCYTHE. You know what the thing the Grim Reaper carries?
Yeah, the scythe.
Yeah. I have to go watch. I got to go look up a little research on how people fight with those. How is that used in battle?
I mean, first of all, it was a farming tool for one.
Sith.
Well, it was a farming tool for one.
Right, but there are war scythes. A regular scythe is for harvesting, but the war scythe is actually for combat. And I got to go see how that works, because one of the opponents.
Are you saying it wasn't, Gino? Wasn't what?
It wasn't? He's saying it wasn't, and that's that. I have no idea what you're referencing.
If he's saying it to me or saying it to you.
Yeah.
It was a farm.
Or maybe it was referenced when I said that as Sith. Oh, it wasn't really used?
As what?
As a weapon of war?
Farming tool or for war?
But I thought there was an instrument called a war scythe that was meant for combat.
Oh my God!
I'm assuming we're still talking about the scythe.
Yeah, but I don't know if he's talking about it as it wasn't really used during war. Oh, as a weapon of war? I mean, yeah. I mean, no fucking knight was gonna go, man. You know what I really want to use? A scythe, man. I mean, you had peasants, and
there's probably one or two that just like were hung up on an idea that probably did that and got killed. But
yeah, it wasn't common. I think didn't they? What was it? The flail isn't that great either. You really wouldn't want to use that one for the most part.
But when they're going up a construct of the Grim Reaper, I would like to know how would he actually swing this thing around? They're not actually. I don't have characters actually fighting the real Grim Reaper, but it's a mystical construct to resemble it, and it's used for a security system of sorts.
So what Gino's saying, basically like a pole arm.
Yeah.
I don't know. Gino, is the outer edge also sharpened as well, or is it just the inner?
That I don't know either.
I want to say
Gino is quite knowledgeable on many things.
Well, if it's sharpened on the outside, I mean, it's deadly.
I don't want to get hit with it either way.
Yeah. be like a pole arm. Or
Yeah. But
Or
even that, I would
outward.
have to watch, someone who watch a video of like some kind of weapons expert actually
Well-
doing maneuvers with it, so I get an idea of how to handle the scene.
So Gino, from what he's telling us, it's the Grim Reaper design of your scythe. So curve pointed off of the long stick. Yeah, well, here you go. Frequency, you can have them both sided on sharpness. See, it is the Grim Reaper, so or a version of them.
Yeah. Yeah, what it is something was sealed away and by hell, and and it was meant to be accessed by one specific person, and she put a spell in there, so anyone who showed up that wasn't him would have to deal with her security system, which was a mystical construct resembling the Grim Reaper, and it would attack the intruders.
Yeah.
And so I'm like, I haven't written that battle yet, and I'm like, I need to go watch some kind of video where some guy's like actually using that how it would be used in combat, so I could figure out the scene and what kind of cool stuff. Because remember, I'm always constantly thinking this both not just a story with a valid narrative, but also a game. What kind of boss battle do I want to set up here? And I have to try really hard to not just rip memories of Castlevania from my head and put that on the page by mistake. It would be so easy to do without realizing. Because I was thinking, I'm going to have him throw one of these sights around and have it ricochet off the walls like Captain America's shield. And I'm like, oh, wait, they did that in Castlevania 1 back in the 80s. I can't do that.
Well, you can do it. You know, just clearly inspired by it. You liked it, and you said, well, fuck it, I'm going to write it.
I'm actually thinking of having Haley shout when she gets pissed off, I beat you in Castlevania and I can beat you here. Well, she's a nerd, so she would say stuff like that.
Right. Yeah. In my mind, in my story, she's a working woman, you know. She's running that fucking tavern.
If you're doing the one that looks like a 7, then it would probably be the inside only. Oh, Gino's on board with the Castlevania comment.
Yeah, go for it. I mean,
I'm just not like I haven't been considering it, so because that is perfectly in character for her.
do it. All right. Well, I think it's time to wrap.
Yeah. Anything you want to plug before we take off?
Lord Otter's Substack. There we go. We'll put that one in there.
All right. In fact, why don't I just pull it up real quick? Okay, just got to get to the screen share.
I think Gino sent you a war scythe. I think he's what he's saying.
Yeah, he sent me in the guild that I haven't clicked over to look at it yet. But all right, there we go. Downstream Pulp. I wish that was Downstream Press. I just realized it's Downstream Pulp. A review of Death Mask. Sword and sandal fantasy with horrific twist.
Listen, I know this isn't Gay Pride Month, but you should totally support this otter.
What's funny is we were just talking about Castlevania. The framing on that looks just like the cover to the old Castlevania NES box.
Oh.
Something about 1984. Well, there you go. So let's see what he's got here. A review of Deathbringer, Iron Age Hype Thread, a review of Ocean of Others. He's got a lot of stuff up here. I really need to start spending some time on Substack once I get this book wrapped up, because so many people have so much cool stuff, and I'm missing it. You know?
Yeah.
Yeah, downstream pulp for. Let me drop this link. Copy link. Oh, and speaking of links that I should probably drop in the chat. There it is. Wasn't coming up for a second because, surprise, surprise, I hit the wrong button. I never do that.
We're gonna call you Boomer C.
No, I'm not a boomer. I'm just a messed up
frequency
Gen
boomer.
Xer.
There we go. Frequency boomer.
No, I'm a messed up Gen Xer. Rock on, party hard, and then you have no brains left when you're done.
Then you submit to the government.
No, don't do that. Don't do that. All right, Gino, Myriosphere, Andrew Campbell, Nikolai Powell. Everyone who showed, I think that's everybody that was in the chat. And then, of course, we had Black Knight and Sybil on. Oh, Stormcrow. Stormcrow was here earlier. So a big thank you to everyone who showed up. I hope that this worked out well for you. You got some stuff done on your manuscripts. Billy Bob, was this productive for you?
Yes.
Good.
That's a weird moment to end the music. Come on.
What was that?
Nothing. Walk, block.
There it is. And yeah, what the hell? One more time, just for the fun of it.
Jewish space laser.
Because I hope that's not getting old with you guys, but that never gets old with me.
You gotta do the Sean Connery line. You gotta do Sean Connery.
Which one? I'll have a dry martini. Chicken, not stud.
I'm
What's
Kapla.
that? I am Kapla. I am Kapla, destroyer of Uranus. Does that make you happy?
Yes, that one's always funny.
All right. Don't forget to check out Haley Starr, Bad Kitty, the book before the one I'm currently working on. It's a fun time. It's a blast. Check it out. You will not be disappointed. If you enjoyed this presentation, hit the like, and if you didn't, I appreciate you stopping by. We'll see you next time, and God bless.